Evan Allgaier.
Samantha Warford. American Sign Language, a language for the speechless. Professor, I need your help.
What is it you need?
I know you know a lot about American Sign Language.
ASL, what is it you need to know?
I have this stupid paper due soon, and I just can't see the importance of sign language.
I can help. I've got books, and I think I have a newspaper article. I have an interview, or I have that magazine. I think I have...
Wait, stop. Where's this start?
Let's start with Plato.
The Greek philosopher. What's he got to do with this?
A lot, actually. Plato was very influential in his time. He ran the Academy, a school that educated many Greek men.
Welcome, students of the Academy. I am Plato. Our lesson today is on intelligence. Now, I believe that intelligence is present at birth, and to prove it, there must be some outward sign of intelligence, such as speaking. For example, the deaf.
They cannot speak, so thus must not be intelligent.
I guess Plato's not as intelligent as I thought he was.
Well, you see, you gotta... Let's go on. Next is Aristotle.
Why are we talking about these old dead guys? I thought you were helping me with ASL.
Well, they influenced popular opinion during their time. Now, Aristotle was another Greek philosopher.
I know.
And a student of Plato, and even a teacher of Alexander the Great.
What I'm saying is that those who are not Greek and do not speak Greek are barbaric. Yes, you in the back. What about a deaf man who is Greek? Well, he doesn't speak Greek.
So, he is definitely barbaric.
I never thought Aristotle would be wrong. So who's next, Socrates?
Nope, we're done with the Greek philosophers. Now we're into the Renaissance.
Some more dead guys, they just haven't been dead as long?
Anyways, a man named Girolamo Cardano, a mathematician, physician, and astrologer, discovered the deaf's ability to reason.
Look at this again, please. It's simple. 2 plus 2 equals 4. I've been trying forever and still no success. Wait, that's it. You understand. You understand.
The deaf aren't impossible to teach.
So, when are you going to help me on American Sign Language, not the education of the deaf in general?
Give me time. You must understand the past to understand the present.
Well, hurry up, Yoda.
Next up in deaf history is Charles Michel de la Epée.
Is he American?
No, he was French. He had the first school for the deaf, the first free one in the world. It was located in Paris, France. Thomas Hopkins Gallaudet later visited the school and searching for a way to teach the deaf.
Gallaudet? Who's that?
He was the one who brought sign language to America.
Finally.
In 1814, Gallaudet met the daughter of his neighbor, Dr. Mason Cogswell. Alice was deaf.
I wonder why Reverend Gallaudet was talking to Alice. Does he not know that she is deaf? Oh, hello, Reverend. I was watching you try to talk to my daughter Alice, and I must tell you that she is deaf and could not understand you.
I taught her a little bit. I think she's very bright and capable of learning.
There are schools in England and France, but I cannot send her there.
Well, if I could sign, I would start one.
We could raise money for you to travel to Europe. You could learn to sign and come back and start a school for my daughter.
Brilliant idea. I'd be happy to.
I must get started right away. One day,
my daughter and I will talk to each other.
So, what do people do with the deaf if there are no schools?
It's a rather unfortunate thing.
What do you mean?
Well...
I just don't have time during the day to deal with this child, and the servants can't deal with her either. If only there was something I could do.
It was such a disappointment to have my first son be deaf and dumb. He can't learn anything. He's such a disgrace.
I don't want to send my child away, but ever since my husband died, I just can't support her anymore. And what if I want to remarry? No one would marry a woman with a child like her.
My wife says not to send my son away. But I want to have a son who can hear, who can learn. And I don't want all the attention on the one who can't.
It just breaks my heart to do this.
If only my son were normal.
But I must send my child away for my sake and for my future family. Can you tone down the exaggeration a bit?
But I didn't exaggerate.
Yeah, whatever. So where'd they send him?
They sent him to orphanages and asylums. Or they would shut them away in closets and lock them up in crates.
Really, don't exaggerate.
I'm not. Now do you see how important a school for the deaf was?
Yeah, I guess.
So back to Gallaudet. His first stop would be Thomas, England, the location of Thomas Waywood's school, where he would be turned down.
Turned down? You mean he was rejected?
That's exactly what I did.
So where'd Gallaudet go next?
After leaving Braidwood's school, he met Abbé Rocher Ambroise Sicard. Sicard had taken over Delété School in France, so Sicard had brought Gallaudet back to learn.
We learned to sign from the French? I never knew that.
Yep, but the real hero of the story was Laurent Clair.
Who?
He was a deaf teacher at the school. He was the one who taught Gallaudet how to sign. And when Gallaudet was ready to return to America, he'd asked Claire if he'd like to come.
Claire accepted, right?
Well, of course. When they got back to America, they founded the American Asylum for Deaf Mutes.
That's a cheerful name.
It's now the American School for the Deaf.
That's a lot better.
Dr. Mason Cogswell's daughter, Alice, was the first to be enrolled.
Well, of course she would be. The whole reason Gallaudet went over there was so Alice could learn.
Now, the school was open and the deaf could learn. Other schools would spring up to teach the deaf. FSL, or French Sign Language, would later evolve into ASL.
So, is that the end of the story?
Of course not.
Does it ever end?
To fully understand the importance of ASL, you must know what happened after. ASL was an amazing thing. It gave the speechless a language, and it impacted many lives, the lives of the deaf throughout America.
Well, how did it impact them? What did it do besides give them a language?
Well, it allowed them to show their intelligence. Do you remember what Plato and Aristotle said on intelligence?
Well, Plato said that those who couldn't speak were dumb, and Aristotle said that meant they were barbaric. So they were dumb and barbaric.
Exactly. But ASL changed all of that. The deaf could speak with their hands and show their intelligence. It was amazing. And once one can show their intelligence, a whole new world opens up. For example, Helen Keller.
I wonder where Captain Keller is.
Hello, Mrs. Sullivan. Were you looking for me?
Yes. I wanted to thank you for giving me a chance to educate your daughter, Helen.
I must be thanking you. I never expected her to learn basic manners, let alone talk to us.
Well, I don't deserve all the credit. I didn't invent sign language.
All I can say, Mrs. Sullivan, is thank you so very much.
Thank you, Captain Keller, for giving me a chance.
Helen Keller went on to go graduate from college, write books, and even become an activist for women's rights.
Wow.
And with ASL under their belts, they could even learn to read, write, and English, and communicate in their own way with us.
It's a good thing for the deaf of America that Gallaudet met Alice.
Oh, understand you now, young Padawan.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Professor.
Evan Allgaier.
Samantha Warford, American Sign Language, a language for the speechless.